It started out with just a garden tractor and a wagon. Then I moved on to a garden tractor with a front loader. So I upgraded the garden tractor loader to a compact tractor with loader. And now we're moving up again.
Dig Drive DIY.
Well, today is another one of those short-term, gotta-do-it quick missions. I had a viewer that's an excavating contractor reach out to me. They cleared a lot, got some logs that they'd like to get off site really quickly if I can get over there to get them. So that's what we're fixing to do. Get to take Louie on this one. We've arrived at the pin, we're close to it, right at the same time as the rain showed up. So that's gonna be working against us maybe a little bit, but I just discovered that the wipers don't work. They worked the last time I tried them, but I think this rain will blow through quick and we'll be able to move on with life. So this is Austin of Wigman Excavating, and he was so kind as to call me about some logs that he had here on this clearing job. A bunch of nice houses going in here. He's gonna see if he can get me loaded up. We'll put as many as we can here in the truck, and then we'll probably load up the trailer. So that thing is awesome. This is firewood done easy, see? I don't even care what kind of wood they are. It's easy when you do it this way. That's probably pretty good. I won't get greedy. If you want to throw some on and crown it up so I can chain it. This is so easy, it should almost be illegal. Huh?
You gonna try it?
Oh man, I don't know. I better try. I'll try. Okay. So where's the
So then on the
in and out?
bottom, just finger there, that's your open and close.
Okay, and then is it tilt the other way? That's just the bucket.
That's just bucket,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I see. That's the.
That's the grabber, that's your other finger, yes.
Let's see. Where was rotate? This one? Oh, there's tilt. Okay, there's rotate. Holy
it's
cow!
pretty much your two thumbs. This is the ones you use all the time.
I see. Yep.
You get good, you can start flinging.
Start throwing them. That bucket, I've ran one of those at the expo. It can spoil you so quickly because you've got so much capability and so much maneuverability with that rotating head. Now he's going to switch to a bucket and show me how quick it is to switch out that for a bucket. That right there is what you call a time saver. It takes me about 20 minutes to switch the buckets on my backhoe because it's the old manual pins and stuff. You spend a lot of money on an attachment like this, but you gain back so much time. That's how you justify it. That's how you pay for it. Very slick. All right, thanks again. Wigman Excavating. You can check him out on Instagram, right?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram, Facebook. So.
Facebook, Instagram. He's got some awesome looking Sterling trucks. This is actually what inspired me to buy my Sterling, I think, but I give up on it.
Yeah.
All right.
It'll take it easy.
Thanks a lot, Austin. See ya. Well, the mini excavator sure did make that easy. Saved me a lot of time. Like I keep saying, it's firewood made easy, but I'm gonna unhook the trailer and see if I can get the dump truck in here. I'm hoping it's not too soft and get the rest of it dumped right next to it. It's dry enough to walk on, but that's not always the case when you put about 10 or 15 tons on it. Well, it's not too bad. As long as we can get out, we'll be all good. Well, that was certainly easy. And like I was saying about that rotator grapple slash bucket on Austin's machine. Those things are expensive. This stuff is expensive, but you're buying time back. And speaking of which, I've had a long history of that, and I'm about to make the next step into the future. So let me explain. We are hooked up nice and early this morning. Got a little rain overnight. I'm ready to head out and make my next big investment in time savings. I'm just waiting on my co-pilot, and I think there he is now. Okay, pre-trip's all done. We checked the fluids. The wipers are hit and miss, so we're hoping that it won't rain at all today. All right, well, we got about 2 hours logged now, and I've got the cruising out of my system. We're on a back road now, working our way to where this thing's located, so just a couple minutes, we're gonna be there. Look at that. Oh, did you see that monster semi-truck? Yeah, you gotta see that on the way back. It was a Kenworth on big monster wheel, monster truck. Oh, there it is, I see it. All right, we're here, we're gonna go check it out. All right, it's time for a little test drive. Well, we bit the bullet. Loaded up. Now we got to head back home. Just 2 more hours and we'll be there. So you got to check out this big off-road semi back there. Is that something? Now check out this transformer right here in front of you, Dad. Holy cow. That is a piece of art right there, man. That right there was worth the drive by itself. While we're loaded up, we're gonna make our way back home, maybe stop off and get something to eat. And then when we get back, we'll have a better and closer look at that thing. I really, really like it. The only thing I don't like so much is the green paint, but it was a rough ride going there, but much smoother coming back. There's extra 10,000 pounds really helps on an empty dump truck, so that's all I'm gonna say.
You almost had the perfect day.
Oh yeah, almost perfect.
Yeah. You forgot your billfold just in time for dinner.
Yeah, that's right. I did that to Tractor Time with Tim too when he was here. We were part way there and Kara...
Ask me along to go on a trip and then I get the dinner bill.
Well, thanks for lunch. I almost forgot.
Sure.
All right, well, I'll get this thing unloaded and we'll take a closer look at it. I've got to unhook the dump truck from the trailer and then we'll do our first job with this skid loader. Okay, pin number 1. I got a lot to get used to yet. Could have done that smoother with the backhoe, but I got to learn this somehow. So now that the first job is complete, I feel like I can comfortably give you a walk around this. You know, let's take a closer look. So I've been thinking about a compact track loader for a long time. You know, the entire time I was trying to push that pile down with a little 755, I was wondering, should I have a skid loader? And I've really struggled with what to get. And basically it came down between a Bobcat and a John Deere, because those are the dealers that are closest to me. They're about the same distance. John Deere's just a little bit closer. I have a long history with John Deere equipment, and I like John Deere equipment. Ultimately, that's what it came down to. I have nothing against any of the other manufacturers. I had thought about and looked for a Takeuchi for a long time because I really like, you know, I like the door style that the Kubota and the Takeuchi have. That makes sense to me versus a door like this or what's on the Bobcat. But I made my decision pretty much on availability and because I already have a relationship with John Deere. So you might wonder why this one is green instead of yellow. It's not quite John Deere green. Well, this one was actually built for Sunbelt Rentals. So John Deere builds and paints them from the factory for Sunbelt Rentals. And this was a previous rental machine. And there was kind of two schools of thought when it comes to rentals. And everyone kind of agrees that they're maintained really well because to be a rental machine, they go through a strict, you know, fleet maintenance type schedule. So I wasn't worried about that. There is the concern that an operator could have been in here that didn't know what he was doing. Yeah, and I think that's a risk you take with any machine really. Unless you know the person you're buying it from or it was a one-owner machine, you take that gamble regardless. So I'm not really concerned that it was a Sunbelt rental machine. It looks pretty good to me. There's obvious signs usually when you look at a machine, whether it was taken care of or abused. And to me, this one looks like it was taken care of relatively well, so no concerns there. This is a 2018 331G. It's the second to the largest skid steer that John Deere makes. And that was another thing I struggled with, how big to get. And basically, I rented a 595, a T595 at the park. And that one could barely load even my F750 dump truck. So I knew I wanted to be in a large frame machine, which was going to be either a Bobcat T600 or larger or a John Deere. I think the 325G would have done the job, but this one came up and I just jumped on it. It's 91.2 horsepower. It has an operating capacity of 3,100 pounds, meaning it can lift 3,100 pounds to its full height of 11 feet. It'll lift a lot more than that. I think a lot of guys claim that these will lift 6,000 pounds effortlessly off the ground. So that was another thing for me too. I didn't want to be limited in what I could do. But being that big does have some limitations, obviously. This thing weighs 11,900 pounds, so almost 12,000 pounds, meaning I have to move it pretty much with one of my dump trucks and a big trailer. You can pull it around with a 3/4 or 1 ton pickup truck on a heavy trailer, but it's a load for a pickup truck, even though it can be done. I don't have a truck that pull it. I'm not gonna pull it with my F-150. It's not a high flow machine, so that limits some of the things, the attachments I can put on it. Like I'm not gonna run a forestry mulcher or probably any rotary cutters, although I think even standard flow on these, they're pretty capable. I'm gonna be able to do most of what I wanna do. I noticed this one doesn't have the electrical controls or the ISO controls, so I might find some limitations, but I don't know what they are yet. I have never had a skid loader, so I don't know what I'm limited on yet. I'm sure some of you could tell me what I might be not able to run, but until I figure that out, I don't think it's gonna restrict what I wanna do. My main things that I wanna have are a bucket, pallet forks, and a log grapple. That's my thing for now. Hopefully I want to be able to run a Harley rake, and I think I might be limited a little bit, like if I have a power angle Harley rake, but we'll see. One other thing it doesn't have is the powered quick attach. It's got a manual quick attach just like on my tractor. And to me, since I'm not in it every day and I'm not running it all the time, that wasn't a big concern. It doesn't have a radio, and I don't think it has the air ride seat. So there's a few things that you give up in terms of creature comforts and features by buying this, but the green paint being a Sunbelt rental and kind of the limited features that it has makes this way more affordable for me. So this is probably 30% cheaper than what a comparable 331G in yellow would be. And at 2,800 hours, that's not a ton of hours to me. My backhoe has over 9,000 on it. I'm hoping that I'm okay. The one drawback I don't like is that it does require DEF, DEF, diesel exhaust fluid, and that's for emissions to make them cleaner, burn cleaner, I guess. And so again, for me, limited use, it's really not gonna hurt me, really not gonna bother me. So if I was running it every day, I would have a different set of criteria for what I wanted. I'm going to be using this on my own personal projects and projects that I do for, you know, for friends and family and community and things that I want to share with you here on YouTube. So I'm excited to have a machine this capable. I got to learn it. It's a little bit different. I'm accustomed to the Bobcat with the foot controls and the hand steer forward and backward. This one has pilot controls, which I've ran before, and I find that I really like that because I'm not so great with my feet. But I'll show you on the inside what it looks like. So one thing that it does have, which was very important to me, is heat and air conditioning. I really wanted to have a cab and have heat and air because I've spent time in a machine that doesn't, and I just know that I will prefer this. So this has, like I said, pilot controls, which means it just has 2 joysticks, and you can configure these to work in 2 different ways. I like it to where the machine steers and moves forward and backwards with your left stick. So forward, reverse, turning left and right, and then your right stick operates your bucket where up and down of the boom is this way, and then tilt or curl of your bucket is left and right. You can also switch it to what's called an H pattern. Both sticks operated together, run it forward and backwards, and then you run the bucket up and down like this and the curl left and right like this. So that's the way like the old case machines were. This one has keyless entry, which is pretty cool. You don't have a key, you just have a code. So it's kind of a security feature, so it's difficult to steal. It's got lights, hour meters over here, and the def fuel gauge is over here. Pretty simple, really. Some auxiliary controls. Oh, there's the horn. And it's got some trigger controls. That's your 2-speed operation. It does have 2-speed travel, so it's pretty fast. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to see what it can do, see what I can get into with it. You know, this isn't something I want to have on my yard. I'm going to reserve my compact tractor for that. But in order to afford this, I am going to be selling some stuff. So I'm going to sell one of the 755s that I have. I've got an ATV to sell and just a few other things that are going to have to go so that, number one, I can pay for it, right? This is an expensive chunk of change right here. And number two, I need more room. I'm running out of room to put stuff. So right now this thing's sitting outside. You know, this is a lot of machine for somebody like me. And unfortunately, YouTube and making these videos helps to make it possible, obviously. But this is also just an investment in my future time. I think by having this, I can still tackle a lot of the projects that I want to do, but it will save me some time back in the long run, especially if I was trying to do some of those with the 755 and I couldn't get in with a backhoe. And I think also heavy equipment is a good investment. You can put your money into a machine like this and hopefully run it 5 to 10 years, and if nothing unfortunate happens like a major breakdown, then more than likely you'll get most of your money back. And hopefully in that meantime you've made some money with it to offset it. So that's my thought process. My backhoe is a 1998 that I bought in 2011, and the skid loader is a 2018 that I bought in 2024. Well, I'm hoping to get plenty of work done with this machine. I'm looking forward to the opportunities it might bring and the jobs that I might get to do that I wouldn't have otherwise. This is basically going to be my little mini bulldozer. And that's another reason why I wanted it so big. So, all right, well, hopefully you'll be around for that when the time comes. But in the meantime, I want to thank you so much for clicking on this video. Hope that you liked it. And if I'm lucky, I will see you in the next one. All right, thanks so much. I've made green John Deere's yellow before. I'll fix it.